We love you.
Live.
We are
We need some
live.
intro music.
Why don't you sing?
Because I can't. I've started to stronger.
Oh, I can hear us. I love it when I can hear us.
Right, we're on.
Yeah. Why don't you sing?
I'm so cold today. My hands are white.
Okay. I'm just gonna put the link everywhere.
You can be quiet. How's everybody doing? Hey, how you doing? So glad we're through to you. Yeah. Can't sing, can't ad-lib. Won't try again. Right, shut the phone down. That's a quiet.
I'll give everybody a second before we've got an action-packed evening. I'm so excited.
Did you see my little poster?
I did. Well done. Good job. You made a meme.
I'll
How we
talk
change
about
the world.
if it comes up today. How you been today?
Oh, I've just had the best day of my life.
I love that what you said on the phone. You're like, is this really my life? It's so cute. Or however you
So
put
tasty.
it.
I can't wait for the sun to come out, and then when I go on camera, I don't look like a ghost.
Oh, you look gorgeous. I think you look gorgeous. I remember watching Renee Zellweger once. She was on an interview and she was wearing this black dress and her skin was like Snow White all over her body. And it was in that time when everyone was doing the tans, you know what I mean? But she was like,
yeah.
And skin was amazing. It looks so beautiful. I was just wearing it. Why didn't I look that good being that pale?
Oh, you're very
not even the same as her.
You're the ex-model. I'm like, Jesus, like, cheers, mum. Hanging out with a model here. Well, it's not a god, by the way. Sorry.
It's funny because I was too big to be small and I was too small to be big. I never fitted in.
You're not meant to, though. You're always meant to do something different. You are, for sure. Getting so many hearts, and there's like no, like, can you see that on the chat? Like all these hearts are flying up.
Oh, I love that. No, I can't see anything. I'm going to shut this down and see if I can see your top.
There's only 2 people on the chat.
Yay!
I can see all these hearts.
Yeah, you need 2 for a party, right? Is it that one? I'm just gonna.
I'm thinking about that. We should do some kind of like galactic dance. I don't know. Like I'm having such a party mood at the moment. Just something really fun. I don't know. We'll see.
Galactic dance. Right. I think I'm on the thing. Yeah, 2 now watching. That's all right. We're good. I can see the class dance. Oh yeah, I'm loving that. Is that us? Who's doing that? Who's doing that?
It's not me.
I like it. It's not me. I think it's just it saying, hi, look what you can do.
Is it just general love from the universe?
Who's watching? Come say hello.
Is it us?
Got your name wrong, Stace. You missed the R.
Yeah, you missed the R. That name doesn't exist. It's you doing the hearts, you cheeky monkey. We love you so much. We're going to get you on this live stream one day.
It's me.
You'll be on here, I know you will. Talking about the dome.
Oh, so yeah, we had a major good cool day in our house today.
Was it heavenly?
Well, we had a monumental breakthrough.
Wow.
It was like I was crying. It wasn't even my breakthrough. I was crying big. I was like, oh, and it was just, it was also for, you know how we always say get the gift?
Yeah.
Well, it was done for Paul's birthday as well.
Yeah. And also that's why it is not names, but it was set up, you know, like it always is.
It was so beautiful. It was just, I was crying. I was like, oh my God, it's amazing. Yeah. So they're the energies of today.
You shifted a lot. Okay. I think I'm going to start because we might not get as many people because of the time zones.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
I wonder, do you think me and you should start doing it later? Like an hour, like what do you think about 10? Is it too late? Crazy.
Like, yeah, it's propped up. Maybe we do it earlier. Oh, try and do it earlier.
I don't think people are like out.
You like my unicorn impression today?
What are you doing?
My horn, my unicorn.
Oh, I thought you just dancing. Okay, I'm going to kick this off.
Yeah, go for it.
Stace, we love you. Oh no, we've got 4 people. It's a grand number, so I'm going to triple that, and we've actually got 27 watching. I want to start. If you watch the recording of this, I love you. I just want to start by myself, and Archeia Passion thanking you guys, because the messages that we have received from you guys, yeah.
Can't do it, my little fat fingers, sorry.
It's like another way to do it. Like, anyway, that's what the kids are doing. I think I'm so funny. 17 on the clock. I just want to thank you guys, because the support that we receive, like on this channel, on TikTok, on Telegram, my body's lighting up. I want to cry. It is unbelievable, the words that we hear. Like, you know, this was always what me and Nick wanted to do, and we never knew that it was going to blow up like as quick as it has. We never knew that we were going to reach so many people, and so many people would resonate and like feel the energy. And so also me thanking you is saying I want more of this. So I want to say from my diamond heart to yours, like you showing up, you watching, you enjoying it, you saying, I'm so grateful. I love listening to you ladies. I'm so glad I found you. Like me reading those words, I'm not going to lie, that changes my life. I'm like, I am doing the best thing I've ever done. And it's the easiest thing I've ever done. It's just
I need one of those Chinese pointy hats so I can just say,
yeah.
I'd be so good at that impression. So easy for me to do.
I just think it's amazing. This is a dream come true, and I can't get enough of it. And I'm just overwhelmed by. We haven't had hardly any trolling. I'm not gonna lie. There's been like 1 or 2 maybe slightly dense messages, but I'd say 99% of it has been so positive. So thank you.
I want to do more breakthroughs. I want to do more I love doing the breakthroughs. I cannot describe how this amazing feeling just run through my veins. I've never been more at home and happier doing, well, actually that and doing the pyramids. And I'm just in.
And do you know what? That ties in so perfectly with what I'm going to talk about, because
what it does.
I love it.
We've not spoken today, actually.
No, we don't know what this is about. So the title, I didn't really know I was going to talk about, what we were going to talk about. So I'll type something out, and I was like, this was about the miracles that you are about to see, that just around the corner. And what the miracles are you. They are exactly what Archeia Passion has just said. She is going to do the things that she wants to do. And by being her true, authentic self and be like, I love this so much, I want to do it all the time, you attract all that love, you attract all that abundance, you attract the life of your dreams, because you are living the life of your dreams. Like,
get it.
You are saying to I think it's so important to like,
you get that right,
everyone. Keep on saying thank you. I want more of this. I love this. Like, this is, instead of being like, oh no, it's not quite right, I'm not quite there, just being like, I love this, bring more, like, this is incredible.
Hand up for people who are, I don't like this, I'm not doing what I want to do. What's your advice?
So I want to actually record a video about this for everyone. And I think that if you are not feeling in high states of joy, if you're not happy, it is a roadmap. It is just a sign.
With rebirth, and then you just ching. Do you know, it's so funny you say roadmap, because I've literally just made a whole page meme on doing a spiritual MOT, and there's a map on it, there's a road on it, there's a bike on it, there's a toolkit on it. It came through, sorry to interject here, but I was doing a breakthrough session with someone really recently, and I said, it's like when your car breaks down and you go to the mechanic doesn't look at the rest of the parts that are working with the car and say, do better, try harder. No, straight to see which part's broken.
Diagnosis.
Fixes it up. It changes it, it repairs it, it gives it the oil change, gives it it gives the car what it needs to get working again. And I was like, it's such a good analogy for it. And then I was like, from our conversation the other day, talking about this, bringing in your heaven on earth. at what stage do the limiting beliefs and stuff start coming in? And I was like, why are we doing breakthroughs when we break down? Why don't we do the maintenance?
Yeah, absolutely.
Get there quicker without the breakdown. Why don't we just miss that bit out? Because no one likes breaking down. It's not pleasant. It's not funny. It's not nice. No one likes being stuck at the side of the road in the rain and the wind. And no. So
part of Western culture that, like, you know, the Chinese understand it, kind of people, the Indians understand it. It's like our physical bodies. They understand, like, it's a maintenance. Why should we be getting to a point where we need to suddenly fix it? It should just be like a continual, like a lot of cultures do it with their bodies. They see a certain practitioner, for example, I feel they do it with Bowen in certain places where they understand that if they keep the pathways, exactly what you're saying, they keep the pathways flowing, there should be no need to have a sudden, like, you know, smack in the face. It should just be like a constant flowing system of energy.
Yeah. And actually, I really want to just quickly say today, if you're like, no, I'm okay, I'm good, that is you. There is stored stuff. I'm guaranteeing you there's stored stuff that you think you've dealt with that may just come up because you haven't dealt with it. And until you do deal with the biggest things that have occurred in your life, even if they've been 10 years ago and you think you've put them to bed, you think you've processed it. I was explaining today to somebody that healing is like a figure eight, right? You've got these two circles. It's part of the same number, but it's a figure eight. And the first part might be kind of stopping hurting about it. You know, you kind of have come to terms with it and the pain isn't raw anymore. And, you know, it's just a thing. But until you've got the gift, until you have, literally got the gift of that experience, you haven't properly healed it. And you still can be manifesting illness or anything. Experiences which are getting you to finish processing that. So that's it. Sorry, I've overtaken. Carry on, my love.
No, it's beautiful. I think so. I'll go back to the kind of like the being your true authentic self, but I think, like, I know Stace loves this saying as well. We've always like used it. Love is so simple, and if you're not happy, you're not in the right place. And that happiness isn't a bad thing. It's going to get you to where you need to be. You're going to be like, does this feel good? Is this right for me? I'm in high states of joy. Is this growth? And I think it's so simple. The emotions are roadmaps. You know, if you're somewhere and you're like, it doesn't feel right, you're not meant to be there. Like, there is also you are meant to bust out of that comfort zone ding. So, you know, you have to be kind of in discernment whether this is your ego or just because you're not meant to be there, you know, like there is the taking the jump and then the other side, you're like, wow, this is where it's meant to be. Or it's just being like, I feel flat. I don't feel the energy moving. I don't think it's right. Like, trusting your intuition, trusting yourself. And it is that simple, right?
It's also, if you want to like do the hop, skip and jump and go to what could make me feel better when you don't know. I'm talking about when you don't know what's wrong, when you don't know what could help. Go to look at where you're growing, look at what areas you're not growing in, and look at what you're not contributing to other people. If you can, I mean, that will just be a really good indicator of, okay, you haven't grown in your relationship. Your relationship is actually going backwards, or, you know, you're not feeling like this is set honeymoon stage part 2 or 7 or 9, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If your work, if your this soul, the emotions the soul gives you to nudge you forward to look for answers is so good, and the emotions it gives you to say yes, keep going, this is a good pathway, green light, good emotions all the way, or oh, I'm not sure about this might be you might want to review the situation here, or dead end, bad route, diversion, turn around, you know, stop.
And you're spot on that it is all about the growth. Like, if you've been somewhere and it was heaven and it felt incredible, but it doesn't anymore, it's not that it was bad or something. You've had your growth there, you know, like you're meant to, you know, it's what we're here to do. Go on.
And it's change as well. Like, things are not meant to stay the same. Change is get good with having change. Some people do not like change. Change will happen. Get good at it. Bring it on. If you don't like change, then how can you bring change in which is a little bit more aligned with what you want? Start manifesting. This is what I love. There's so many things that in sort of the fifth dimensional outlook, that, for example, manifestation, you can completely control. Okay, you're not controlling it 100%, but you're controlling it 85%. So you get your little control fix, but you've got that whole surrendering, open to the universe, what it's going to bring you. And you can be pro instead of you can be preventative rather than try and fix up a problem, because you can be like, okay, I'm going to manifest some change that I actually do want to see.
Absolutely. It's so interesting that you said about change, because I think it brings us perfectly onto the next subject. So the next 6 months is all going to be all about you. It's going to be about you becoming your best version, like you, authentic you. What do you want to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do every day? What are you going to do for creation? How are you original? Why are you different from the others? What are your ideas? And it's going to be so fabulous. And you freeing yourself like this, you saying, this is me. What does that do? That frees humanity, because it's like, it's the authentic self being loved fully. It's you unconditionally accepting all parts of yourself. There's no illusion. There's no fakeness. If the illusion fails in you, falls in you, dissolves in you, it dissolves in all of humanity. Like, we create the reality. So just, this next 6 months are going to be so beautiful for just digging so deep and falling in love with yourself and being like, wow, I love this person that I am. God.
This is funny, because this is what I was doing yesterday, where I wanted to write this meme. I hadn't finished it. I nearly finished, but I was like, give yourself permission to try, to fall, to not know, to not have a clue, to be vulnerable, to be
brave. It's being brave, isn't it? It's like, I might suck at this. I don't know what I'm doing.
Power's there. Your power is there when you are like, I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know whether I'm doing it right. I don't know. And you know what? It doesn't matter. I used to really be like, if somebody said to me, how much of a perfectionist are you? I would have probably rated that quite high. I'm seeing that coming down now, and I'm straight up window. I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, my house is dirty. Well, dirtier than I'd like.
It's not actually dirty, by the way. She's just saying that. It's not dirty.
I'm like, you know what? It's dirty because I'm spending too much time doing what I love and spending time being with the kids, doing what I need to do, or relaxing, because I don't stop. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, it's okay. No one's going to walk in here and run out. and I see this level of imperfection coming in, and I have this
balance, isn't it? That like
but also perfection thwarts creativity. If you're too busy trying to be perfect, you're shutting it down. You're shutting everything down. Give it a go. Who knows? You might hit the nail on the head. You might find something great. You might just, and it's flow. It's because there's a few people who I have seen who, what I believe is they embrace everything they should do and they're meant to do, especially on their spiritual path, so much. It almost makes like a rod for their own back and then some. It's like a cage for themselves, and they're like, but I shouldn't be doing this and I should be doing that, and I'm like, whoa, cut yourself some slack. Like, you're trying, as long as you're trying. If you keep falling, it doesn't matter. One day you will make a change, you will get it right, you will do whatever it takes that helps you grow. Stop beating yourself up about it. It won't get you there any quicker. In fact, it will get you there slower. So just be nice to yourself, people. Be nice to everyone else and be nice to you.
Yeah, because you are them and they are you. So if you're beating yourself up, you're beating everyone up. I think it's really important as well, like we often say it, and it's always such a big thing that makes me jump, is that when you make a big bold move, God is like, I like this one. They're pushing themselves, they're jumping outside that it's supported. And straight away when you're like, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to push myself. I'm going to grow. Like the support that comes through and how you feel as a being, well, it's just off the charts. And I feel the next 6 months is going to be a lot of like opportunities, a lot of aha moments of things that you maybe thought weren't you, or they're just going to come and you're going to be like, oh, wow, I really quite fancy that. Like, I'm just going to go for it. Like, and you're going to get tested. You're going to get people come along and be like, really? Is that really you? Be like, you haven't done that in the past. Like, what? That's really different. And that's part of the test. You say, it's me. I don't care what anyone says, you know?
Yeah. It's actually having freedom, like I said, I used to be the sort of person, I wouldn't confront anyone about anything. I would stifle. It would become a resentment in me. I would go without. I would cut myself short because I didn't want to stand up, step forward, stand out. Which is crazy because as a kid, I know this is really hard to believe, right? But
were you quiet?
Talkative.
Oh my God, that's why you talk so much now. To something like switched and no, you're talkative, Nick, because you're Gemini rising and Gemini moon, and Geminis, they are talkers.
Yeah.
Just imagine if you were triple Gemini.
Yeah. But like on all my school
reports, I wouldn't get a word in edgeways. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that is true. I'm terrible. But no, actually,
don't say that. You are who you are.
I know, but what I mean is, like, when I was young, and not even that much younger as well, we're talking like 2 years ago, even maybe a bit more, but I was such a wallflower. I was so scared of people. I was so scared of, once I got comfortable with people, once I connected with them, couldn't shut me up. But before that, I was petrified. It's like, it's not.
You know what? That's fascinating, because that's another subject I want to talk to you about, and I think we should do it right now. So before we go on to that, I just want to say that, you finding you and you aligning to what you love is basically the fifth dimension. Your integrity with your soul, your integrity with yourself. You are God with God, your integrity with love. And there's going to be all these little nudges along the way to get you to where it's going to be so fun, guys. Like, we have an eclipse season. Hold on 1 second. We have an eclipse season starting in April, and it's in Aries. It's a really special, it's a special one. It hasn't happened before. Well, it has happened before, but not for a while. And it won't be like emotional. It won't be watery. It won't be like really physical. It will be fiery, and we will be like transforming through like, I love that. I'm going to do that action, and it's for me. It's for self. So it's so fun. What do you want to say? Go on.
I wanted to say that when you become the authentic you, it's like you are now running in the track that God built for you. Exactly. Whereas if we've always been a little bit shut down, shy, whatever, we've always been kind of like grating against the track. It never would run smoothly because you're always going against the framework you were built in, let's say. And when you align with you, it's like you're slicked on oil rails, you know what I mean? It's like, and it's the ride of your life. You are exactly what God made you. Oh my God, can you imagine what that? God doesn't make mistakes. God made you perfect. So imagine when you align with that, whatever makes you happy, as long as it's good, if you're aligning with what makes you happy, that's what God intended for you.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, literally.
Oh my God, literally. It's incredible.
Absolutely.
You get face ache from smiling so much.
Yeah. So I feel, this change in what's happening is, a lot of us have been in Hermit Road for quite a few years. For me, I feel it's like 4 years. And even before that, I'm good with people. I'm good with people one-on-one. I'm good with people that I know. Like, I'm really good with like all of you guys, because we're all kind of similar. But, back, say, 6 years, send me to a party. If I'm not comfortable, I'm going home. like the leaves, and they're like, where's Jenny's gone? They're like, she's left. I'm answer the comment in a minute. Anyway, and I know that once I'm comfortable, life and the soul, sorry to excuse my swearing, I'm from the start of the party, but I don't want to carry that anxiety, that social anxiety moving forwards, because we're going to be mixing with a lot of people. You know, it's unity. It isn't being in our homes alone, you know, seeing someone once every few months and then back to recharge. I want to get rid of that. So Nick, Jeannie's here. Hey Jeannie, love you. I want you to, I was feeling into, and I was thinking, every time I've set my intent before I have been somewhere, it has shifted it instantly. I've also used affirmations like, I'm divinely confident. I definitely do a lot of work before I will go in. But what would you suggest, you know, if someone's like, because we're sponges, we're energetic sponges, and we should be able to mix.
Oh yeah. Throw your fear to the angels. Throw your fear to the angels.
That's a good one. Throw your fear to the angels. I did that last night for this. I was like, take it.
Honestly, it was so powerful for me, and I did it as a joke. I didn't even not that I didn't take it seriously, but I was kind of joking. I was walking the dogs, you know, the stories on the website, you'll see it, you see the picture, the real dog, the real everything. It's quite a nice picture actually. And love you too. Oh, it's you.
It's me talking.
I love you. I love you. Yeah, and I literally threw my fear to the angels, but I bent down as if I was picking up this massive boulder that weighed like 5 tons, and I threw it in the air. And the energy that went into that, it had such a knock-on effect in so many areas of my life. And I would see so many things that happen later where I'd be like, oh my God, that would make me feel really scared or nervous or shy or paranoid or whatever before. And now I'm like, nothing. It felt amazing. So give your fear to the angels.
What else? So say if I came to you and I was having a breakthrough session and my biggest issue was maybe like new people, what would you say? I really struggle with, like, I love normal people. I love people who are like down to earth, like yourself, who are like just the like salt of the earth, the good guys. I really struggle when it's kind of maybe people it's like more in their ego, who have a little bit more confidence, maybe arrogance. I just like I'm like a flower that just wilts. What would you say?
It's interesting you say that, because what I used to do is I would bad strategy. I would talk too much because I wanted to connect so much. So I was like, and people would look at me like, what is wrong with you? You know what I mean? I didn't quite get it. I knew and I wasn't me because I was too afraid that if I relaxed and with me, I'd maybe be boring. But then what I wasn't getting is, why do I want to connect with this person if they don't like the real me? And actually, I said this, funnily enough, I said this when I was 14 about boys. And I was really late when I started relationships and stuff like that. And I just remember literally my grandparents lived on the other side of London, and we would drive to see them every week. It was like a good hour drive there, a good hour drive back. And I was sitting in the back of the car thinking, didn't have iPads or tablets or mobile phones or anything in those days. Yes, I really am that old. And I remember going, if I pretend to be somebody else, I'm never going to meet anyone who loves me for me. So I'm just going to be me and hope that I find someone who actually likes me. And I actually think that was a really healthy strategy. But what I didn't do is apply it to everyone. I kind of just applied it to, you know, romantic situations. And I think when you are, me personally, when you sort of maybe walk into a room and there's somebody who's maybe a bit quiet, but their body language is relaxed, their aura is relaxed, they're confident. For me, they're fascinating because they might be they might just be looking, they might just be listening to the conversation, they might be smiling, they might wander off and get themselves a drink. They're not attached, they're not needy, they're not like, but their energy is amazing. I'm like,
can I tell you something? This is going to make you laugh. So I was thinking about this today, this exact thing. I was thinking, you know, often in relationships, I will just get lost. I will just like completely disappear and I'll become almost the other person. But the most attractive thing to do is to remain yourself and to not, like, for example, you know, be like trying so hard and talking the whole time, or be like, oh my God, they like this, so I must be like that. But when you just hold your own, like that is an incredible power. And that comes back to like the whole theme of like loving yourself unconditionally and knowing that you're enough. You don't need to like mold yourself, right?
You're more than enough. You're amazing. You just got to find the right person for you. But you'll never find them if you're not you. If you're always too busy trying to be or do something else or be more something else, okay, maybe be more fun. Go and find things that inspire you more or bring you back to, that make you happier, and just do more of that. And hopefully you might meet someone doing that. I mean, how amazing, because they see you the most authentic
you. Like, okay, can I just read this comment? Jeannie says, you're freaking awesome, Nick. You love I agree. But what about even like, not opposites, but you know how like you don't have to be the same as the other person. They can be amazing at one thing and you can be, and then that's really like attractive. Exactly, that they have their own, and you haven't like merged into like the same like murky cloud, you know, you're like, wow, they're still a separate entity from me. And I really admire that, you know.
Oh, I've just thought of something. Newsflash, hold the phone, got a thing coming through. So if need killed love and you don't have needs, that must breed love. So if you don't have that need for somebody to see you a certain amount of times, to not do something, to not go out, to not see other people, to not need space away from you, if you don't have any of those needs in a relationship and you're just like butterfly or flutterby, butterfly should be green,
or a bee,
or bee, perfect, a bee. If you just let them be, and you just be you, and you make decisions for you.
Bee spirit coming in hot.
And with all the black and white, yellow and black really on the chat. Bees, you know, that energy.
Also, bees are like the light workers as well. Go on, sorry.
Yeah. So if you can just, so this is the thing, never go into a relationship because of what you need, ever. Go in with your deal breakers. You know what your deal breakers are. That person has got, if that person meets your deal breakers, if they've got all the things you need, you should be able to do anything you want and anything. And if you can't, if you're afraid, oh, they won't be like me as much, then you need to get rid of them and you need to find someone who does like you for you and will give you the time to do what you're going to do. And, you know, but just know that more than anything, you are the perfect partner as you are. Are you buzzing?
Someone said buzz on the chat, so I just thought I'd join it. I am buzzing. And do you know what I think this applies to? I think this doesn't just apply to relationships. The angels just said this. This sort of like, this is your life. Like like, are you a sheep or are you just like an individual you? So, you know, you meet a group of people, you go to a party, you start like having new friends. You don't need to become them or follow them. You just stay in your light, in your beautiful authenticity. Like everybody is like their own little beacon, right? Their own little lighthouse, their own little light center. There shouldn't be like, we all have to become identical to mix. It's like, no, I will remain as my God spark and hang out with you. And I think you're amazing as you are, you know, but I'm going to be my amazing self.
What was the most interesting characteristics of the people that have been most memorable to you for good things in your life? You know who it is? It was the people who, I love the people who had the confidence. The confidence was the most beautiful part. And they might not have been good looking, or they might have not had perfect figures or whatever. They weren't necessarily the most popular ones, but they were the coolest ones.
But the ones that, like, exactly like you said, they know who they are and they just ooze that. They don't need to, like, you know, blend in or mix or become something they're not. They're just like in themselves, aren't they? And that is what we are all becoming. It's stunning. It's beautiful.
It was the confidence that I always found the most beautiful quality in people. And it wasn't arrogance. They weren't arrogant. They were just happy in their own skin.
Yeah.
Or they just had a good heart as well.
Because you're like aligning to love, you're aligning to you, then you do, it's a powerful force. You're drawn to that, you know, you're not drawn to the density and the fear and everything, all these other things going on. If that person is emitting that frequency, you're like, I want to hang out with that.
Absolutely. Or you want to be with them, or
exactly, or you want to be them. But that's when you have to get careful and not lose yourself.
But then that's when you start to kind of sit back and go, I need to be a bit more like that. I need to be a bit more about me, and not in a selfish way, but like that saying goes, if your cup isn't full, you can't spill over for others. Fill your cup up. Who are you? What do you want to do? What do you like? What do you think? What do you want to do next?
What values do you want to put out? Who do you want to be remembered? Like, that's one of the things that I always try and do every time I'm like talking with people, working with people. I'm like, who do I want to, not in an ego sense, but like, what blueprint do I want to put in the world, so that was what I left in creation, you know, that like maybe kindness and fun and joy and giggles. It's powerful. You can be whoever you want to be. You're a creator.
Beautiful.
God, I love this live stream. This is definitely my favorite live stream so far.
We got any questions from anyone?
Yeah, questions. We just have some amazing goddesses on the chat. I love you all so much. I feel you guys missed the start, so I'm going to really heart what I said at the start. I said thank you because me and Nick have been receiving messages and support that is just, it's overwhelming, and we couldn't, you know, we do this for you guys. We do this for like the interaction, the unity, for connecting with people, and it's just amazing. So thank you all so much. Love you all. So recently I have been feeling John Lennon a lot. He's been coming through and I've been like, oh, this is great. And then I feel he is one of my guides. So John Lennon is Ashtar Command. And I have a channeling, so I'm going to read it.
I've got goosebumps. Go. Love these.
How amazing is it? I love it with John. I'm like hanging out with John Lennon. I'm like, it's the best day of my life, I think. The days are so good. That might be a sync with someone else as well. Okay, it's not long. It's not a big channeling, but I'm just going to read it. Oh no, I've just lost it.
Love is all you need.
Love is all you need. Start singing in a minute. Oh my God, have I deleted it? No, okay. Okay, it says channeling for the pioneers of the new earth by Ashtar Command. We have been watching in amazement from your skies as the work you are doing really is changing the world. It's the vision we have all held in our hearts for so long. You brave ones have done it. Keep your thoughts high, put a little love in your hearts. We are right beside you in these moments as we all co-create and building a new reality for humanity and all of creation. It has never been done before. What you are doing, it is amazing. Love and light, all of creation. Ask for assistance. Ashtar Command. That was it. As simple as that. But he did say ask for assistance. So you guys just, you know, just ask them, talk to them.
Of course. We just, the amount of things, you know, and this came up again today, like when you're in it, it's not normal for us to go, hang on a minute, stop everything, I can fix this up now. What do I need to do? I need to sit down and you know, but my goodness, if you can get some sort of hang on a minute, stop, time out, whatever. Do I need to be feeling this? No. All right, what can I do? Everyone, give me a moment, you know? If you can get good at that. I mean,
and again, this is also important because it's all about you being a unique individual. It's about you working out what tools work for you. You know, like I definitely have a tool set that I use, like, and they're good, they're great for me, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're the same ones that you can quickly apply to your life. So I feel that's really important, understanding that even your healing is unique to you. You know, there's no one fit. We're all so different.
And I still say change it up. I still think it's good to change it up, try new things. But the most important thing is realize you have got tools. You can change it. You don't need to suffer, you know. And actually, it was great because I had something recently and it was in my head and it was going over and over and over and over. And I was like, what was I thinking of this? And then I was like, oh, I haven't got all the gifts yet. And I realized my brain is like, it's still wanting to process, it's still needing to process because it's not finished. And I literally just got curious again. And then I got the gift and literally thought loop went, has not been back since.
Nice.
So if you get this thing that keeps going round and around your head, it's because your body is pushing you to resolve, it's pushing you to understand, it's pushing you to learn, it's pushing you to act.
Pushing you to act, that's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
So I definitely have certain like go-tos that I don't know, you could call them spiritual disciplines, but I definitely can feel when I haven't done my affirmations, like I start to almost just drop a little bit and then I do them and I'm like, well, back. Definitely ceremonies work for me massively, like written ceremonies. I know Stace, your affirmations and ceremonies, we both love them. Get the gift, like that one is always there for me. You know, I'm always like, it's a test, what is this teaching me? So I definitely it's almost like a spiritual routine, if you know what I mean. It's like they're so built in now, it's all the time. It's like, oh, I don't need to suffer, what can I use, what can I put, what's there, what's going to work for this, you know?
Yeah, it's brilliant. And it's just watch your life change as you use these things.
Yeah, exactly. I reckon it's been like since I seriously started doing like the proper work, probably about a year. I reckon it started now. And my life, I've been thinking about how much has changed in the last year. Like if I'd told me a year ago what was going to happen, I think I would have been the happiest person on this planet. I cannot believe like
you sounded like that, like.
But the growth that I have seen in 6 months within myself, I don't know where, like it's amazing. Like we could be in a whole nother level in, I don't know, this planet could definitely ascend within 6 months. I can't believe the growth that has happened in my life. And I know it's the same for you as well, in terms of my happiness, my health, my mission, my like being myself, going in the right, like it's been off the charts, amazing.
Like I'm at the moment, I'm like, now how do we share this? How do we share this message far and wide? Because you're right, Jen, if everybody knew about just if they had their tool bag, I'm not even going to say our tools, if everyone had their tool bag, the whole planet would ascend within 6 months.
Exactly.
I mean, it's crazy. And you know, the nice thing is about get the gift, it's three letters, 3 words. It's so self-explanatory, but people will go, what do you mean?
But almost when you say it, so if you're spinning and you say, what's the gift? It almost energetically brings the gift forwards, like you unlock it. You say, what's the gift? And then instead of swimming in the density, some kind of divinity, you know, is pushing through. That's all you need to say, Ding. Like, what's the gift?
It's amazing pattern interrupt, and interrupting patterns is so key. It's so key. It's just, this is what the Ascension is. We're interrupting the biggest, longest pattern that's been going on for millennia. And now we're shifting to a new pattern, an amazing pattern, the best pattern.
And we talked about this the other day. It's definitely that we are replacing the old behaviors with new, you know, these are heaven aligned. But before, we'd just been taught to kind of swim around in it. For me, you know, oh, bad things happen, my life's so shit, go to all those places. Whereas now we're retraining our brains to be like, this is a positive thing, you know, like it's so easy to do and you can easily apply. Yeah, why wouldn't you want to be in heaven?
Oh, it's just, I think, you know, it's been maybe a few months now, and I have been falling in love more and more with what humans are.
Yeah,
absolutely. Because of the journey they go on, what they go through, the spirit, the capacity for change, but this just raw human element of love, of a human being in love, or being loving, should I say, in love, loving. Oh, so many flips at the moment. In love, loving. So when a human is like that, it just is incredible. It's, you connect with them straight away. You might not know them at all, but you can connect with them. How many people have we connected from the other side of the world and we've never met them? These lot for a start.
Yeah, and it just
other people
incredible.
in our soul family that we've met.
So I feel Queen Bee or Mama Bee, right? Because that would just make sense. And she said, that's the thing. We were never taught the tools to keep us down. People don't even know there's, you just don't even, you think that your emotions are kind of like, it's fine to be really sad or whatever.
Oh, God. Sorry, my husband's just walking in, scared the life out of me. The other thing is, right, those tools there, they pay. You're alive, baby.
You want to come on screen, Paul?
Just come on,
camera. Go on. Dare ya. Double dare ya.
So basically, these tools are out there, but they charge, you have to maybe do a weekend and pay £500 minimum, and that's cheap. A breakthrough session with somebody who's really trained to do this. Okay, they might not be spiritually as blah, 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 but when I did my training, we were advised to charge £2,500 for this work. And that was over, what, that was 13 years ago, 15 years ago. And I just was like, I want it for free. I want it out there. I want it for free.
That's almost like, though, putting the programming on the divinity of it, because it's like, I don't know, I think that's crazy.
Well, at the end of the day, they still had to make a living. And, you know, if you dedicate your life, if this is the thing, it's like, if you are making yourself free to help others, you need to pay your bills. You need to put food in your fridge. You need to put petrol in your car. You need to look after the kids. You need to have a break, you know, so you need an income. And, you know, it's amazing how many people prioritize their physical and mental health last, unless they are absolutely broke, unless that car is for scrap. Then they think about, maybe I need to get this looked at. Maybe I need to go and see someone. Maybe, and that's it. Maybe I should go and talk to someone. Not even I need to talk to somebody. It's maybe. Yeah. But yeah, if it's your car, how quickly do you fix up your car? Because the value you put on being able to get around, why don't we put that on our own well-being? We don't. People don't.
I think it's the ego, because ego knows if you heal, you evolve and you go into higher states. Whereas if you're just kind of swimming in it, you're staying in the same like comfort zone, you know.
And the thing is, this is what really I noticed, you pass it on to your children. You pass the dysfunction, you know, the dysfunction gets passed from parent to child. Often it's the thing you hated the most about what you had as an upbringing. You know, I'm sorry, I don't mean it to sound like every kid hates their upbringing, but there was always something that you didn't like about either the way they told you off or whatever, right? Something parents did. And then you find that you develop that as a parent. You're like, what? I hated that. Why have I picked that one up? I didn't want to pick it up, you know. And then I realized this dysfunction gets passed from generation to generation until you can fix it up, until you can get the gift, until you can end the dysfunctional behavior, until you can find the thing that makes you break free and make a new behavior. When I started doing this work, I had a job, a 6-month contract with the job centre for the young children who couldn't get work because they were a bit screwed up emotionally. And I came in, it was a 2-hour session, and they came in and they had to see me, otherwise I wouldn't get the benefit. So they turned up. Yeah. And they'd come in and it was all like, you know, what's all this? I don't talk to anyone. It was me, it was big little sofas, and it was like this cool little place in the youth centre, the local youth centre. And they were a bit like, what's all this? And we'd sit down and we'd basically have this chat, and then we'd have this breakthrough. And then they walked out, and there was this one guy, I'll never forget him. I can't remember his name, bless him. And he was a young black guy, and he lived in a predominantly white middle-class community, and he'd been accused of raping this white girl, right? And it took a year, but they dropped the case against him. I'm assuming because of lack of evidence, but obviously things went wrong. She'd accused him of rape, and it took a year for it to be dropped and him acquitted. And he walked in, and you could see how crushed he was. Anyway, so the short story was I got him in touch with his ancestry, his roots, his history, his, you know, pride in him and his race and his heritage and everything. And I said, you walk out there and you show them. You hold your head. I wasn't a tall guy. He was, I don't know, 5'6" or something, right? And I went, what if you show them, this will make you, not break you, right? I don't want to say too much, I'm going to start crying. And he did. And he got up out of there and he walked out of there. And it went really well. And I saw him about 10 days later, and he was in the youth centre, and he was a different person. I'm going to cry, sorry. And he was just a different person. He had dropped this heavy weight he was carrying around on his shoulders. I've got cold, people, honestly, it's all it is. And he dropped that baggage, that emotional stress, and he was like a feather. He was walking on air. It was just beautiful. And you know, people that have these big breakthroughs, they just stay in my mind. I'm like, this is amazing. So the tools are there, you know, they're free. We just got to get them out there now.
Mama B says tools make a cake. I love the cake.
Yeah.
Jeannie says recognizing the wrong behavior is step one. Changing it is so your kids aren't brought up that way. Yeah, we don't program them.
Yeah.
Program them. Thanks for teaching me more about myself and mum and dad. Love you so much. Love you, Jeannie.
Awesome.
Yeah, recently I've been seeing, because, you know, we've peeled back so many layers of ourselves, and I've been seeing my behavior, my parents' behaviors that I never thought were in me coming through. And I'm like, oh, what's going on? I don't want to be, but, you know, as soon as you're even conscious of it, if you just can clock it, that is like you're on the road, aren't you? You're on the way. You're like, don't like that one, not going to do that anymore. Like, oh, seen that one in the lower. And it comes into my life.
It's so fast how when you so for me, what's definitely done the most amount of good and has been the longest lasting, and it feels great, is the day and this is strange, I need to talk more about this, the day I connected and told my unwanted part. It wasn't enough knowing about it. It wasn't enough intending it generally. It was like I had to literally face the unwanted part. It was like until it had connected on a one-to-one with me, and I said, I'm going to aim for super me, you know, the super you in a mum, because I looked at what super you would do and what I wasn't, and straight away I saw what I wasn't doing, straight away. And I, in that moment, committed to doing what super you did. Bang, gone, dysfunction, gone, that fast, in a split second. And touch wood, it stayed away. And I just now after I had that, you know, I had that week of being perfect mum and thought, this is great, this is awesome, I'm loving this, and then boom, ego came back with a big stick.
But I don't think that's bad. I think, you know, like we all attach to the destination. We all just want it to stop. You know, we're like, oh, it's going to be like this. But then it's just like a continual process of like fine tuning, more lessons, more things coming in. I'm always like, God, it's just, you know, it's ongoing. Now this, and that. And I've realized that that's the beauty of it, you know?
Yeah. I'd say so. But then when you think about that, you are always, to a degree, let's talk loosely here. I'm not going to say all the time, but generally you are then staying in that same, you know, rinse and repeat, which is great. But then, like, what I'm saying is, when I looked to super you and then said, right, I'm literally going to connect super you and to that unwanted part.
Okay, yeah.
Now I've quantum leaped, because then and now all I have to do is every now and again just go, no, I'm still on that path, I'm still trying to be super you.
Yeah.
That's it. And this is what I'm saying, this is why this unwanted part and all these parts of you is so powerful, because this is the automatic subconscious behavior that gets changed. You don't have to sit there and go, I'm going to try really, you know, hard to be patient today, or speak nicely, or you don't have to try. It just happens. But for that to happen, you must connect super you and what super you would do in that situation to that's the deal you make, you know, the parts.
I think we should do a video about this, because I haven't really heard you say this, and I think it's fascinating. I posted a meme today on the Telegram channel. It said, like, you know, ask for the angels to reveal to you your highest path, which is a similar thing, you know. It's like, it's just doing a little bit of energy work with these kind of things. So I think we should definitely discuss it further.
And this is the, like I said, this Christ consciousness thing. It's the consciousness that's the word. It's the connection that's the word. So if you take the unwanted part, right, and you find out why it's doing that dysfunctional behavior, why it's throwing it up, and then you look at super you, and the deal is you will be super you. That's the deal. Whatever super you would do, that's the behavior. You make the deal, and watch what happens. It's life changing, and I say that with no exaggeration.
I can't wait to do it. I'm like, bring it on, baby.
Do it. Everyone do it. Everyone who sees this video, do it. Give us your feedback. Give us your comments.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. I'm going to use it for, I still get like these little inkling of unworthy lessons. They always come through and I can identify it. So if I could connect, like, you know, that incredible confident me who like has none of that, that's like, you know, that's a game changer.
It really has been. And it's like I said, it's holding, it's lasting, it's allowing me to be the mum I need to be, i.e. I'm not just going, yes, darling, no, darling, 3 bags full, darling, because, you know, a good mum is always sweet and nice and kind. No, it is, I'm able to discipline, but with love and compassion and yeah. And it's just, but like I said, the crucial bit is, right, please listen to this bit. You are literally physically sewing together the unwanted part and your higher self, or your super you, or whatever you want to see.
Yeah.
And you are literally avatar, you are literally locking them in together. Because it wasn't enough for me to know I wanted to be a nice, kind, loving mum. It wasn't enough for me to say and know that consciously. I had to be dealing with that unwanted part. I had to promise that unwanted part that that's what I was going to do.
But it's also the simplicity of that unwanted part being connected with a divinity almost just like dissolves it, right? Like it was just like the connection, and it's like, boom.
It's just,
I love it. It's cool. It is a quantum leap. It is a quantum healing.
It really
it's the simplicity of, like, you know, not having to carry stuff around. The tools are amazing. So I have a quick question, and we're not going to go on too much longer because we've done an hour, but so say, for example, you have children or you're working with children and they are having a difficult time. How do you help a child identify the unwanted part? What would you say? How would you go about it?
So you can basically use, with kids, metaphors work really well, or you use a character that they like and you say, let's say, is the fairy sad today, or is, you know, because for Vienna, I basically say, I talk about her angels all the time, and she goes, my angels told me this, or my angels told me that, or my angels feel
her
sad.
Angels are her, basically. Okay.
Yeah. And I said, oh, but angels don't feel sad, babe. They know everything. They know that everything is perfect. And because they know everything is perfect, they never need to be sad. And or I'll just because that's not how I've done it with Vienna, but I reckon that there's definitely people who would answer this way better than I could. But if you say to them, what are you feeling? It's the feelings that are the truth and their truth. If they say, I feel sad, or I feel angry, or I feel, and then you could say, what do you need? What do you need to feel better? What needs to happen to make you feel better, or something like that?
Because it's even the simplicity.
And actually, I need to say this. So we've got 1:01 on the clock a minute ago. The kids can't think if they're emotional. Just comfort them until they can calm down. It's only when they're calm. I mean, they can communicate when they're upset, but priority number 1, calm them down, and just cuddle them. My God, the gift of a cuddle, that I've got you, it's okay, shh, you know, that nurturing. For me, no one can cuddle you like your mum can. It's something about, you know, that, and your dad as well, but there's something there that when all else has gone, you can always just close your eyes and remember the cuddles or something like that. So just calm them down, and then what do you need? What will make it better? And they're so uncomplicated in a way because they live in the now and they don't hold the grudges, and their egos aren't as twisted almost. Do you know what I mean? They're more face value. And just say, what do you need? And then because I've got two, let's say one's taken the other one's toy. For the one that's taken the toy, I'll say, can you give your toy back to the owner? But for the kid who's lost the toy, I say, what if we let them have it for a bit? They'll get bored of it soon enough. So I'm always trying to help them help the other one. I won't just be like, you give it back to her, or I try and, you know what I mean? Try and do it so that they're thinking of on a higher point of view and that sort of thing. But yeah, there's going to be people out there that give much better parent advice.
I think it's the asking for how you would help a kid is almost how you'd help any human being, because these tools are about like us helping everyone get out of those moments that are, because we all are blessed with experiences, and if you are with somebody who needs comfort, and I agree, I think that even maybe a person when they're really upset, they don't know how they feel. I've been with people and they're so upset, they first of all need that space. They just want you to be there, and you not to say like this, that, just be like, just like, it's fine, like you need to feel this, go for it. And then I think ask them how they're feeling, and all that kind of stuff.
But it's almost like with the adults, I would say, what's the unwanted part? What's the bit you don't like? And it's what I don't like is the rage that comes up in me, or the jealousy that comes up in me, and it's always the behavior they can't control. Because it's the subconscious mind, and that's where you need to have that connection. It's like breaking through these layers to connect with them and hear what they have to say, and you're always offering the love. And love is understanding. Love isn't just like, oh, there, yes, you're okay, you're right, wasn't that terrible, oh, poor you. Love is explaining how love is what happened. It's just they didn't see it that way. It's always untwisting 3D.
Absolutely, I agree. I think it's almost, it's the balance of allowing people to feel completely, because otherwise it is gaslighting if you're like, no, you're not allowed to feel that way. But then it's like letting, I bumped into a guy the other day in a shop, and he was really upset because he'd broken up with his girlfriend, and I knew that he was really sad, and I said, it's really important to cry, but I didn't want him to sink to the levels, because there was simple words like, she wasn't right for you then, like the right person wouldn't do it. Like, it's letting that person know that there's options, there's life. Because I feel so many of us in these moments, definitely used to be my strategy, was, for me, bad things happen to me, blah, 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 nothing's going to go better, there's no options, everything, like, and I don't know, it's just like,
in fact, that's exactly what I was thinking before you said the word strategy. So I was like, it's so cool you said that, because the strategy is probably the thing we think less of. People are like, what do you mean strategy? It's like the strategy we do when we get upset, or when we calm down, or when we want something, or when we decide we don't want something. We have a reaction, this unconscious reaction that we do, or semi-conscious reaction. And if we can become aware of that reaction, then change it. So, for example, when something bad happens, we're like, oh my God, and we think the worst. And you might go, okay, what's the positive intention of thinking the worst? Well, you're being prepared. Okay. Do we need to be prepared quite so sharply or abruptly or dramatically? Could we be prepared in advance? And you can find this harmony, this balance, this not such an extreme behavior. What's the opposite to that? Oh, doing nothing and waiting to see what happens. Well, that could be good sometimes. Like, what would be the middle strategy? Okay, I'll be prepared a bit in advance, but when something happens, I'll just sit with it a while and see what comes up, and see, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, this is so much better. But definitely strategies we need to do more of a thing on strategies.
We'll talk about it, because until you said to me, what are your strategies? I didn't even know what my go-to behavior was. It was like, again, it was the codes of you saying identify your strategies. And I was like, wow, now I don't have to be reactive. I can act with divine wisdom. I can know what I can do, which maybe is higher for me, not to have to go to such a place. It's incredible.
It's your options as well, because your strategies are maybe, when you're on your ego trip and you're like, do I go for a drive? Do I go for a walk? Do I get out of the house? Do I start to become the intimidator and I ask questions and, what is it? What is it you do when you get into a tears with yourself, with someone else, and then go, what would I want to do instead? And just, it's incredible. I think we do need to definitely do a separate chat on this, maybe go into a bit more detail that we can help people with it. So
yeah, we'll talk about strategies. I feel we'll wrap it up now, because we've been rabbiting on for an hour. We could probably go for hours.
Thank you so much, people. We love you always. You're our family. You are our family. Absolutely.
And it's just such an honor. I'm so grateful for everybody who we connect with. You're also off the charts incredible in terms of your energy, your individuality. I love it that you're all individuals and you bring such special things to the table. It's such a divine tapestry which God has created.
Oh, yeah,
it is. It's amazing, isn't it? No two atoms are the same, and yet what an honor. Yeah. So, and we're so grateful when you guys come and listen to us. It's just, I can't say enough amazing words.
I told you, it's that thing where you start losing the words. You don't have the words anymore. It's the feelings are so much bigger than the words. So we're sending out, I know, right, we're going to beam out what we feel to these people now, and just see if you pick it up. So ready? I'm going to do it now. So I'm going to close my eyes, sorry. There you go.
I love you. Okay, Passion, I'm so grateful to have you here doing this with me. It's such an honor. I couldn't do it without you. You're incredible. I love you.
Totally. Don't make me cry again. I'm fed up crying. Mascara's going to run.
That's right. It's the end of the street.
Love you so much. Thank you, people. We love you. Speak to you soon.
Just quickly, if anyone wants to connect with us, come over to Telegram. Please subscribe, and share the stream. Tell friends about it. Give us an equal energy exchange. Let's boost the numbers. Let's spread love across the world.
Yeah.
Love you.
Love you. Bye. Thank you.